Okay, he might have a very difficult last name, but let us try just this once. Dominik, okay, that one was easy, right? Now for the difficult part. Szoboszlai.
Nice.
So the SZ sound is pronounced just like the letter S in the English word pleasure. Easier now, right? You learn something new every day. Okay, let's move on from football phonetics and let's start talking about the Hungarian maestro who has become an instant hit with the Liverpool fan base. But before we talk about Szoboszlai, let's first talk about the Liverpool fans who still aren't too pleased with the summer transfer window. Come on guys, here's a quick recap of the players you have bought. You got yourselves a Japanese defender in Wataru Endo for 20 million euros. Okay, jury's out on him, but then again, Japanese players are coming in fashion these days, so he must be good. Then you spent 42 million euros on Alexis Mac Allister, and tell you what, this is a steal because the Argentine World Cup winner should have gone for more money. Okay, the jury is sort of out on Ryan Gravenberch as well because he did not play as much as he would have liked for Bayern Munich last season. But the young Dutchman is a phenomenal talent, and we expect Jurgen Klopp to help him reach the level he's capable of. And then you guys spent a whopping 70 million euros on a midfielder who is still only 22 but plays like he is already in his prime. But before we begin talking about Hungarian football's biggest star, let's first talk about the national team and its history. So the Magyars, as the national side was known during the 50s and 60s, has been crying out for a major star in recent decades. Since Ferenc Puskás, Sándor Kocsis, József Bozik and Laszlo Kabala, Hungary has always struggled in the international arena and they have rarely produced players of similar quality. Sure, Zoltán Gera was a regular in the Premier League during his time with Fulham and Gabor Kirali wasn't a bad shot stopper. However, the Hungarians have never had a player as good as Szoboszlai, so you can understand why people are crazy about Liverpool's latest big money signing. Once Liverpool signed him from RB Leipzig, there was a lot of murmurings about the club finally bringing a player who could match the ability of the legendary Steven Gerrard. Such comparisons always happen when a talented player makes a move to a big team, but that would be unfair on both Gerrard and the player himself. As Paul Ince rightly pointed out, the two are completely different players. You don't get players like Steven anymore. There will never be another Stevie G. Patrick Vieira, Roy Keane. Players like that aren't around anymore. Steven had the whole package. He had everything and you can't compare anyone with him. I played with and against Gerrard and he's one of the greatest ever players. Szoboszlai on his part is a huge Gerrard fan and even has a tattoo of a quote from the former England international that says, "Talent is a blessing from God, but without incredible will and humility, it is worthless." The similarities don't stop there. The Hungarian also wears the number 8 jersey, which Gerrard made famous. However, comparisons stop here and we'll tell you why. By the way guys, can you tell us where Szoboszlai started his professional career? We might give you a shout out if you give us the correct answer without googling it. The start of Szoboszlai's German Bundesliga career when he joined Leipzig was hindered by a groin injury. He missed 5 months of football during the 2020-21 campaign. Thankfully, those issues haven't happened again since the Hungarian missed just 1 game in the last 2 Bundesliga campaigns. In terms of his outpost, Szoboszlai has 38 non-penalty goals and assists, which isn't a great number, but then again, his task isn't to score and create goals, even though he does that a lot. Since the start of the 2021-22 campaign, Szoboszlai has created 100 chances for his teammates. While he is seen as something of a number 8, last season Szoboszlai played 77% of his games as a right-sided winger. But then again, he was also tested out as a central midfielder. In the right-wing role though, Szoboszlai seems to be far more productive, managing an XG of 7.72. However, at Liverpool things were always going to be different. Following the departure of Fabinho and Jordan Henderson, the Reds needed more creativity and bite in the middle of the park. The acquisition of Mac Allister took care of that somewhat, but with Szoboszlai in the ranks, their midfield is set for a few years. The Hungarian has played 3 out of 4 league games as a central midfielder, and it is this position where he is likely to thrive. During Liverpool's 3-0 Premier League win over Aston Villa, Szoboszlai scored inside 2 minutes. This was his 4th straight start for his new club. The goal itself was a stunning long-distance attempt. Throughout the encounter, Szoboszlai controlled the midfield and set up his new teammates with multiple chances. With his ability to shoot from distances and eagerness to take on opponents, Szoboszlai is a massive upgrade on both Henderson and Fabinho. The Hungarian is a great ball carrier. He likes to get involved in good positions, which allows him to receive open play passes quite regularly, which is once again something that we saw Gerrard do a lot during his career. His work rate is intense. Last season in the Bundesliga, he averaged 31.7 sprints per 90 minutes and covered distances of nearly 11 kilometers every 90 minutes. This is something that is needed for a team that prefers to win possession high up the pitch. Liverpool under Klopp have a similar approach. Last season, he won back possession quite regularly around the opposition goal, and this is a trait which is going to endear him to Liverpool fans further. On top of that, Szoboszlai is a set-piece specialist, even though Liverpool have quite a few of those already. But one thing that will really help him in the long run is his versatility. Apart from being an accomplished midfielder, he can also be a good number 10 and play down both flanks. At the end of the day, Szoboszlai is a player with multiple traits. He can play as a box-to-box midfielder, has high work rate, is blessed with great technique, and isn't afraid to test goalkeepers from distance. All these qualities do seem to suggest that he watched a lot of Steven Gerrard growing up. In fact, the youngster himself admits that he is a Stevie G fan. However, we also need to look at what Gerrard achieved as a player. At the age of 22, Szoboszlai is still very young and hasn't even reached his peak years yet. However, the start he has made to life at Liverpool is a great sign and shows us that if he continues to perform the way he has so far and stays free from any serious injuries, chances are that he will carve out a great career in front of the Kop himself, even if it might not be as legendary as Gerrard's. But then again, how can anyone compare to the Liverpool legend? Do you guys think that Szoboszlai will ever reach Gerrard's level of ability? Let us know your thoughts in the comments and make sure to subscribe to our channel, and we will see you very soon.